Hello friends, as a part of our Master a Concept Just in 10 Minutes series, now I explain programming paradigms and their types. First you have to understand the term paradigm. Simply if you see dictionary meaning, you may not grasp much. Actually paradigm means you have to understand as implementation methods, implementation ways. In our day-to-day life, we implement several jobs or we perform different jobs. And for every job, there is a possibility of implementing in different ways. Just for example, you have to reach a destination. For reaching destination, several implementation ways are there. You may go by walk, you may use bicycle, or you may use motorbike, you may use car, or you may go by bus. These are the alternative ways to reach the destination. That is implementation methods. Okay. In programming also, for implementing a task, different paradigms are different implementation methods are there. Now we are going to discuss about them. The first one is procedural programming paradigm. Paradigm means implementation method. Second one is function orientation. Function oriented programming paradigm. Third one, object oriented programming paradigm. Now I explain them briefly. Thereafter, in the next concept, I explain in detail about function oriented programming. It is known as FOP. And next one is object oriented programming paradigm. Three paradigms I explain. And first one, procedural programming paradigm. Procedure means a series of steps. For example, just a simple example I give you. I have to withdraw cash from a bank. That is a task. For that, certain procedure is there. What is the procedure? I write a check, go to the bank, go to the counter, give the check, collect cash, count it, keep it safe, come to my office. 8 steps I implement. That is 8 steps. If you write like this, that is the procedural programming procedure. Actually, in procedural programming, you write all the steps like a procedure, like in mathematics. So initially, whatever may the language you learn, first you learn in a procedural way. That is a procedural programming paradigm. Once all the steps are implemented, those steps are called instructions or statements. All the statements are implemented. Your programming task is performed. Second one is function oriented programming paradigm. Function means it is like a specialist in real life. Real life, in order to have comfortable living, we engage several specialists like a painter, carpenter, driver, laundry person, servant maid, teacher, doctor, architect, etc. and all that. All these are specialists. Those are specialists in certain area and all that, certain domain. And we take their services to have a comfortable living. Okay. So in programming, those are called functions. Whatever specialist in real life, in program, those are called functions. And with a simple example, I tell you, you want to get your house painted. So you engage two types of specialists. One is painter, second one is cleaner. A painter paints your house, cleaner cleans your house. Then your house got painted and cleaned. Second example, you want to get your house shifted from one place to other place. Then you engage three types of specialists: packers, lifters and movers. Packers pack all the goods in the home, and the second one, lifters, they lift all the goods and put in a truck. Those are lifters. And movers, those are transporters. So by collective contribution of three types of specialists, your house got shifted. Here one point you have to understand. Same set of people may do all the three jobs, but whenever they are doing packing, those are packers. Whenever those are lifting, those are lifters. Whenever they are transporting, those are movers. In that manner you have to understand from real life. In function oriented also, one example I give you. You have to prepare a student's mark report. You have to write a program to students, prepare a student's mark report. Actually this is one task. This is the main task. So while implementing, what we do, we dissect into subtasks. See, read marks. This is one subtask. We call it as a function. And the second one is calculating total marks. This is second function. Third one is calculating average marks. Average marks. This is third function. Fourth one is print report. Print marks report. Now, just you need not know programming and all, just a matter of common sense. In order to perform this main task, 4 subtasks we have to perform. First one is reading marks. Not only reading mark, you call it as reading data. Whatever data is required for marks report, all that we enter from keyboard, that is reading. That means student's name, class number, roll number, names of the subjects, marks percentage in subjects, all that you read, you enter from keyboard, and those are stored in the computer memory. That process is called reading. Displaying data on monitor screen, it is called writing. Here print, print means writing mark report on the monitor screen. Second one is we demo total marks. For that one formula we use and calculate total mark. That is another function. Under subtask, calculate average marks percentage. How you calculate total marks by number of papers, average marks percentage you get. Thereafter, print report, entire mark report, you know that is printed. The simplest example. So, here 4 functions we have developed. By collective contribution of 4 functions, your main task, mark report, is printed. That in that way you understand. In the next concept about FOP, I give a detailed explanation, then you can grasp everything. Third one is object-oriented programming paradigm. Actually, according to this paradigm, entire world is collection of objects. Every noun is an object. For example, a person is an object, a car is an object, a camera is an object, a cell phone is an object, a tree is an object, a bird is an object, a cow is an object, a mark report is an object, bank account is an object, bank customer is an object. Every noun is an object. How results are generated? Actually, one object deal with one or more objects for getting result. For example, a driver is an object, car is another object. Driver object interact with the car object to get a result. What result they achieve, you know that. Bank customer is an object, bank account is another object. Bank customer deals with or interacts with the bank account, by that certain result is, specified result is achieved. That is very difficult to understand at this stage. Later I give a detailed explanation about that in a separate concept. One thing you must understand is, this is OOP, object oriented programming, this is FOP. FOP is a subset of OOP. That point you have to understand. However, in this concept you understand this section as an outline, and next 2 concepts I explain about function oriented programming paradigm and object oriented programming paradigm in detail. By that you can understand. And one thing I am telling you, you never be overburdened. While studying this concept, focus on this and all that. Next concept, FOP, then focus on that. Next you go for OOP, then ultimately you get complete understanding over all these concepts. Ultimately you master, and whatever knowledge you gain, that you own it and you can explain to others as it is your own.